Welcome to the world's first Straight Talk Solarcast. This is your go-to podcast for answers about solar. Brought to you by Solar Harmonics in Northern California, who invite their customers to own their energy by purchasing a solar panel system for their home, business, or farm. Each episode, we discuss questions facing people making the decision to go solar. The solutions to your questions are given to you straight by one of the leading experts in the solar industry, Jamie Duran, president of Solar Harmonics. Feel free to search our library for answers to questions that you're facing when considering solar. And now, here's Adam Duran, our host with the questions, and Jamie Duran, our solar expert with Straight Talk Solarcast.
Hello, Jamie.
Hello, Adam.
How's everything in the land of solar this week?
Well, we've had a couple weeks off, vacation and all that, but
Yep.
It's been quite warm here in Northern California. Several days over 100 degrees, and people are a bit of a panic because many people got their May electricity bill and was like, okay, yeah, not too bad, $300. All right, I can deal with that. Then they got their June bill. And they got that toward, middle of second week in July, and it was $1,000. Yeah. And they're like, what is this? And now they got their July bill and it's $1,300. And I'm not saying just people, I mean, in our area here in Northern California, where it's nice and warm and, over 100 degrees, people running air conditioning, electric vehicles, just normal living in their mind, insane electricity bills. And so then we need solar right now. And so we give it to them and I'm like, holy cow, these payments are higher than what my average bill is. It's not, $1,300, but if it's at $600, they're like, wow, that is significant. And so high interest rates, PG&E, increasing electricity rates that are just holy macaroni, is $1,000 is kind of like, is that the normal bill now for Californians during the summer months? And I'd say $1,000 might be too low. Yeah, because we're seeing we had last year we didn't really have any days over 100 degrees. This year we're going to have over 20, and we really haven't even hit. Today's August 1st, so we have August, and September tends to be a pretty warm month as well. So we're going to have 4 heavy months of electricity usage, and we have a lot of people who are, I wouldn't say, well, they're in panic mode for sure because they don't know what to do, and I don't really have a great solution for them, other than if they have solar, we're able to do a new program. It's not all that new, but it is newer, and it's been getting more popular since the NEM 3 came out last April. And what it's called is a non-export program. And so if you have solar now, you can install more solar panels to offset your true-up bill, but you have to set them to non-export, meaning they're not able to send any power back to PG&E for any credit, much less retail or 7 cents a kilowatt hour. And so, but you do get to keep the NEM 2 status. And so it's kind of something to consider. It makes a lot more sense when we can add a battery, because then the excess power goes into the battery and then you can discharge that during the peak time or during evening time, nighttime, during EV charging, or you could have this battery for backup power in case of a power outage. So we think that's some relief for people, and it's better than not. No one wants to give up their NEM 2.0 status because excess power is rewarded at retail rates. So this time of year, it's 64 cents a kilowatt hour, which is really high. And then people who don't have solar, they're definitely looking at adding more panels than they would normally, and so that's increasing the cost of the projects. But it's getting out there, and my message of the days of I never want to see an electricity bill again are pretty much gone, unless you're willing to, spend the 85 to $100,000 on solar and 2 or 3 batteries. That just seems a lot. So uh, I'm still recommending go solar first, and then see if we do need to add more batteries or more solar later down the road. We certainly can, and don't look at it as like a one-time expense of solar. Maybe look at it as a 2 or 3 year process instead of a 1 year process. So as we discussed many times, solar has completely changed, and it's really difficult for people, and it's going to. But as we've also discussed, the California legislature has been very active in trying to phase out solar. Uh, Crazily so. They're looking at, how can we make it harder on solar people and the solar industry, but they're really not doing anything to stop PG&E from increasing at least the peak rates and the peak prices that people are looking at for, when they're using power during the summer months. And it's getting ugly. It's getting real ugly. So.
And turning off the AC is not a viable solution for most people, I would imagine.
Correct. A lot of people are starting to look at electricity as a basic human need. So, for example, if food prices have gone up insane, and so more and more people are starting to eat less and not eat out as much,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's supply and demand. Now, if you need air, of course, we have to have clean air and clean water. But in areas where it routinely gets over 100 degrees, I think it's probably a good idea to put on, a new listing or even a new rental listing, because we're having tons of people who are renters seeing $1,000 electricity bill. And if their rent is, say $3,000, that's a third more to just live. And they're like, holy cow, how am I supposed to pay this? And they call us, and how am I supposed to pay this? Well, you got to call PG&E and see if you can get on the the income plan, the care program, or see if they will do a balanced payment plan. So they take your entire year's worth of bill. Instead of having a $1,300 bill, you have a $600 bill for the whole year, rather than a few months at $400, a few months at $600, and a few months at $1,300. So it's going to get brutal, more brutal, and but living in California is getting more and more expensive, and there's probably more and more people who are looking at, geez, should I investigate moving out of here because I just can't afford it? So it's ouch, real
Wow.
ouch. Yeah, not great news, but I would say the non-export plan does offer some relief, and we are having quite a few people signing up for it, which is really great because it does allow them to retain their NEM 2 status. And if all of the solar is producing, but half of it is non-exporting and the other half is exporting, then you're really maximizing the solar tax or solar credit on the excess power. And so, but it is kind of weird that you really need a battery to not lose that excess power during the daytime. So, but that offers benefits as well. So it's pretty crazy the last few weeks. I will agree with anyone, and just it seems like so many more people are driving electric and not realizing that it certainly will reduce the gasoline bill, but if you are adding, let's say, a Tesla Model Y and driving 100 miles a day, that doubles your electricity usage for the house, and we gotta plan for that. And
Wow.
I've talked to so many people who are buying Teslas or even Rivians or electric cars and just going, no one said anything to me about how much solar I was going to need or how much electricity we were going to be using. And now my electricity bill is $1,400 or $2,000, and what do I do? And that's really tough. And we can certainly add more solar to offset that. And but it's the more electric that we're using, and the more more we're converting to all electric homes is
Mm-hmm.
making it so we need more solar and need it now. And it's a really interesting phenomenon because we're seeing. I've talked to lots of other contractors, landscapers. Just imagine if you were bidding a job but now you have to charge prevailing wage, double or triple what you would pay your guys normally,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to have a full-time person who's managing all the payroll and paperwork for that because it's really paper intensive, and you need to be able to charge for that. And he said, oh yeah, we'd be out of business in 2 weeks. So it's like, oh boy. Anywho, it is odd that that's all happening, and it's odd that solar is feeling the brunt of it when it obviously is so necessary. And so maybe as these politicians cycle out we have a few more months before, or actually 3 months pretty much, where we have new politicians coming in. Hopefully people that are listening to the sound of our voice here can let their elected officials know that, hey, this is important, this is necessary. $1,300, $1,500 bills for 1 month is not sustainable, and we need to do more to support solar than to get rid of it because it's PG&E unchecked will be crazy. And I shudder to think what's happening next year with the peak prices. So, could we see $2,000 electricity bills during the summer months? I don't know, but
Wow.
yeah, ouch. It's
I have seen on Facebook and just local people posting like on Nextdoor and stuff. I'm a renter, like the same
mhm.
exact thing. I mean, they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
They're going out of their minds and they're saying, is solar the answer? And it's sad because it for a lot of them it's not, or they missed the boat, or I mean, it's wow.
Or the landlord not
Yeah.
interested in adding solar, which kind of, well, do you lose the renter then? Would you, and then as renters, would you look for a new place that has solar? And we are talking to several property management groups in the Bay Area, and they're saying, hey, we need to add solar. Can you guys add solar and batteries to our clients' homes? And we're happy, of course, to do that
Mm-hmm.
until they see, oh my God, that's a lot of money to add. And, how long will it take me? 7 years? Holy cow. I don't even know if the tenant's going to be here in 1 year. So it's all about the pain point, really. So it's whenever, when the renters are saying, oh, I can't afford $1,000 a month for electricity. Uh, what do we do here? Landlord, I have to move out if,
Yeah.
yeah. And so either you get solar or I have to move out. And then it's going to be tough for the landlord to, attract a new tenant if they have $1,000 or $1,500 electricity bill. But it's a really complex problem, one that I don't see going away until, unless we hit 70 degrees and no more 100-degree days. But people are using air conditioning like crazy. And as we've also mentioned, California is trying to phase out natural gas. And so as people are replacing their furnaces and air conditioners with heat pumps, they're seeing that the winter bills are going to be just as high as the summer bills.
Yeah.
And so if somebody's paying, $2,000 for power next year in the summer months, in the winter months they can expect $1,500 a month. But their natural gas bill essentially goes away. But that's a huge trade-off, and we just don't have enough room on a roof for the amount of solar that everyone's going to need. So, good times, Adam. Welcome back for vacation. But for the solar industry, it's great because that means we will never go away. We will always be here, and the industry will recover. And it's just a matter of time. We'll have to adjust, and a lot of the companies that are out of business or on their way out of business may want to pump the brakes and see if they can hold on for a little bit longer, because I think PG&E is going to make it much easier for us going forward, as they do. They just keep raising prices, and they keep shrugging their shoulders too when people call them. So, ouch.
Okay, Jamie, thank you very much. We're going to wrap it up there.
All right.
If you have a question for Jamie for an upcoming episode, you know what to do. Go to our Facebook page, Straight Talk Solarcast. Send us a message through there, and Jamie will be sure to get to it on an upcoming episode. If you have a friend considering going solar, this would be an excellent podcast to refer to them because it will save them thousands upon thousands of dollars over the life of their system. If you would be so kind as to give us a 5-star review wherever you heard this podcast, that would be wonderful. Until next time, everyone, see you.
That's all for now. Thank you for listening to this episode of Straight Talk Solarcast with solar expert Jamie Duran. Join us each week for more answers to your solar questions. Speaking of questions, got some? Email us at solarcast@solarharmonics.com and we'll be sure to give you an answer in an upcoming episode. This episode of Straight Talk Solarcast is brought to you by Solar Harmonics, the leading solar energy developer in Northern California, who invite you to own your energy. Visit them on the web at www.solarharmonics.com.